Hello everyone, welcome back to Examine That YouTube channel. So this is a module 2 part 2 video where I'll be covering the directing and controlling part of this module. So let's get started. Module 1 is already uploaded in the channel. Please do watch that. Next is direction or control directing meaning. So it is a means issuance of orders and leading and motivating subordinates as they execute the orders. So this is the definition of a direction. Then requirements for an effective direction. Firstly, harmony of objectives. Here, an organization functions best when the goal of an organization is complete harmony with the goal of members. In directing the subordinates, manager should take an advantage of individual motivates to gain group goal. So next you can go with unity of command, where it should receive orders and instructions from the supervisor only. The violation of instruction may lead to the conflicts between the supervisor and the subordinate. So there should be a unity of command. Next is direct supervision. Every supervisor must maintain face-to-face direct contact with his subordinates. Next is efficient communication, where it is an instrument of direction. So supervisor communicates to his subordinates, where he transfers the information from one person to another, transmitting ideas, facts, thoughts, feelings, and values. There are two ways of effective. This is a two-way process of effective communication. Next, follow through. Direction is not only telling the subordinates what they should do, but also seeing that they do it in a desired way. Next is giving orders. The orders is a device employed by a line manager in directing his immediate subordinates to start an activity, stop it, or modify it. So the order should be clear, complete, compatible with the purpose of organization, with the personal interests of organization. Mary Parker stated three principles of giving the order. One is attitude, face-to-face suggestion, and depersonalized. Similarly, another four conditions that are order should be clean, clear, and complete. Order should be compatible with the purpose of organization. It should be compatible with the employee's interest. It should be operational. Then it can be communicated verbally or in the written. So five conditions are: subject is important, several individuals are affected, details are involved, and distance exists between the order giver and the recipient. Then deadline is missed. So another manager follows four methods for this order. One is force, paternalism, bargain, harmony of objectives. Next is motivation is nothing but to move. It is an ability to move other person in the right direction to get the work done. What is the nature of motivation? Individuals differs in their motives. That is, they have different motives according to them, because two men who are playing football, the first one will be focusing on winning and second one may be focusing on the enjoyment. So this means no single motive to same job. It differs from person to person, hence manager should deal with the human diversity. Sometimes the individual himself is unaware of his motive. One small part of his conscious and visible, the rest is beneath the surface. So below the surface concepts is unconscious motive. Motives change. Each individual's motives may not be fixed. Temporary workers may work hard in the beginning to become permanent. When the permanent, his motive will be to gain the promotion. So hence the motive changes from time to time. So these motives are expressed differently. Like if the motive if I work hard, I'll be successful. One person can work hard in the allotted hours to be successful, and the other one will work hard even beyond the working hours to be successful. Hence, same motives might be expressed differently from individual to individual. So motives are complex. It is difficult to explain, predict the behavior of the workers. So example, a group of people planning a trip with a variety of plans, and one day of the trip only few people will turn up. So it is complex. So multiple motives make choice of goals difficult for an individual. As usual, it is as the motives operate simultaneously with each individuals, we are having three types of conflicts. Approach. That is, person has two motives he likes equally, but it is possible to have only one. Like a person has a choice of either remaining at his present place with the same salary or going to a new place with a salary hike. In this situation, choosing to work or towards the satisfaction of one motive results in the motive remaining unsatisfied. Avoid avoidance conflict. If a person is forced to choose between two motives, both disliked equally. Person is dissatisfied with his present job and wants to leave, but also wants to avoid unemployment. This is avoid. Next, approach avoid. His person is attracted to a positive characters of the motive, but avoids the negative characters. That is, person has to be motivated to work overtime for extra pay, but may get scoldings for reaching home late. Yeah. So one motive has both negative and positive. Next is motivation theories. We are having two theories. One is Maslow's need hierarchy theory and the Herzberg's two-factor theory. First, we'll start with the Maslow's theory. For the Maslow's theory, you need to write this order of priority of human needs. First is you should have a basic physiological needs. Next, you have to have safety, security. Next, social, then esteem, and then self fulfillment. All people have variety of needs. Some needs are satisfied and some are not. The unsatisfied need is starting point is motivation process. So when a person has unsatisfied need, they attempt to do something to satisfy. This is a goal. So according to A.H. Maslow, the need of the hierarchies of these five categories. Firstly, we'll go with the personal needs. This is a basic need for sustaining the human life. That is what food, water, shelter, and sleep, clothing, nutrition. So these are all come under physical needs. Next is security. These are both economical and physiological sources related to a man's confident that he will be able to deal with the problem that might occur, such as layoff, disaster, or dismissal, then health, like this all these things come under the security needs, and also the health, accidents or injuries like this. Next is social. These are the needs associated with the different people and are accepted by them to love and to be loved. So these are like friendship, family, group, community, like this, relatives. Next is esteem needs. These are the needs that to be related to respect and the prestige. We are having two. One is self-esteem. It is an individual need to inside himself that he is worthy. And esteem from others. It is the other things that he is worthy. So this is nothing but gain of respect and the appreciation, you can say. Next is self-fulfillment needs. These are the needs for realizing one's potential. These include the need for realizing one's capabilities to the fullness. So for your full use and the exploitation of the talents and capabilities, doing the best out of what they can give. Next comes characteristics of human needs, that is lower order needs and the higher order needs. So difference is given, do refer to that. Next is Heisenberg's two-factor theory. According to this, absence of certain job factors tends to make workers dissatisfied. So, presence of same factor in themselves does not produce high levels of motivation. Hasenberg called the factors as maintenance or hygiene factors. So 10 main factors are fair company policies and administration, supervisor who knows the work, a good relationship between one's supervisor with one's peer, with one's subordinate, fair salary, job security, personal life, good working condition, and status. To build a high level of motivation, different factors are necessary. These are called motivators or satisfiers. So we are having that 6 factors. Next is maintenance factors has two groups known as intrinsic rewards and extrinsic. Intrinsic means internally generated by the task itself and not tangible with the visible to others. Extrinsic means they are disturbed by other people and are tangible and visible to others. Two groups are defined are unidirectional, which means the effect can be seen only in one direction. Next is communication. Communication means process of passing the information and understanding from one people to another. Then what is the purpose of communication? We are having 10 different purposes of communication. One is it needs for the recruitment process to hire the employees. You need to communicate. Next is communication is needed in orientation to make the people understand the rules and regulation. It enables employees to perform the function effectively. It's needed for evaluating the work of the subordinates and their contribution to the organization, to teach the employees about the personal safety about the job, and then for projecting the organization in the society, for helping the manager in the decision process. and also in achieving the coordination and also effective way of building the support for change. Then communication also increases the managerial efficiency. Coming to the some of the questions that can be asked from the topics that we have referred now are these. You can go through them. Next, coming to the leadership. Leadership means they have given different definitions for the leadership, different authors. First is it is the will to do is triggered by the leadership and lukewarm desires for achievements are transferred in burning the passion for successful accomplishment by the skillful use of leadership. Then leadership is lifting of man's vision to higher heights and rising of man's performance to a standards and building a man's personality behind its normal limitation, ability to secure desired actions from a group of followers voluntarily without the full use of forces, ability to prompt others to seek the defined objectives enthusiastically. So, basic definition of the leadership, it is the art of motivating group of people to act towards achieving a common goal, leading a group or organization. Coming to the characteristics of the leadership, it implies the existence of followers. And next, leadership involves the community of interest between the leaders and his followers. It involves an unequal distribution of authorities among the leaders and group of members. Leadership implies the leaders can influence their followers or subordinates in addition to being able to give their followers or subordinates legitimate direction. Next is traditional approach of leadership. One is behavioral approach. And in the behavioral approach, we are having three. One is motivation, authority, and supervision. Motivation, that behavioral approach is divided into these things, and the authority is again subdivided into autocratic, democratic, and free reign. Supervision is divided into two. One is your state university model and managerial grid. So we'll move on to the motivation. Motivation leadership behavior can have either positive or negative aspects. In positive means rewards to motivate the subordinates. Negative means punishments and penalties. Authority, it is a view of in the view of this, we are having three styles as I said. Autocratic means it's a type of leadership where leader alone determines and makes the plan and all the decisions related to that. It's one person controls. That is autocratic. It is having merits and demerits. Next, democratic means here distribution of the responsibility is equally done between the people. So nobody is great or nobody is low here. Here the group is involved in accepts the responsibilities for the goal and setting achievements. It has considerably a freedom of action, empowering the group members and aiding the group for decision making. It also has a merits and demerits. Free reign, it is nothing but managing with no control. This is a type of leadership where you have no control and only provides information and material and facilities for the group objectives. This is workers should handle kind of freedom. So this is a spectrum of leadership styles, as I said. Next is supervisor. Here, it's an act of overseeing work done by people. From this point of view, leadership style can be either employee oriented or product oriented. Employee means who cares about the welfare of his subordinates rather than production. Production means who cares more about the production welfare of his subordinates. Two types of studies are given. One is Ohio State University model. Here, this is the state model. This is low consideration, high initiating structure, high considering, high initiating structure. This is high considering, low initiating structure, and low considering, low initiating structure. The initiating structure refers to the leader's behavior in structuring the job of the follower and establishing well-defined patterns of organization and communication. So, considering the leader's behavior showing mutual respect, trust, and freedom, there are two types of leaders' behavior are independent. Some leaders follow structures and give little consideration. Others are considerate but provide little structure. Many leaders does not fit into the both categories. So next is managerial grid and managerial style. Here we are having five types of managerial style. They are in terms of concern for production and concern for people. Two dimensions are plotted on the 9-point scale on two separate axes, consent for production and consent for people. So a consent for people is in the horizontal axis. So here, the consent for production is in vertical axis. So there is an 81 combinations of consents represented in the grid. Five major grids which are most oftenly seen are task management. Firstly, here the management shows maximum concern for the production and least for concern for the people. This is considered as authority obedience approach. Country club management, this is reverse of task management. Here the manager shows the maximum concern for people and least concern for production. This is love conquers all approach. Improvised management, here management shows least concern for the production as well as people. So it just the things to be done. He ignores human relationship as well as the production. This is called speak no evil, hear no evil, see no evil approach. Team management, this shows maximum concern for the production as well as the people. Dampened pendulum or middle of the road style. Here just balanced concern for both production as well as the people. Neither too much nor too low. Next comes the coordination. Coordination is nothing but it is a process of organizing people or thing to make them work together effectively and efficiently. Why it is important is for unity of action, for balancing the inequalities, then to differentiate and integrate the works, to reduce the conflicts or rivalry, and to for the interdependence. These are important. We are having different types. Internal coordination between the same department of the section or among the workers and manager of the different class. External coordination like suppliers, consumers, government, and outsiders. Vertical coordination within the department, where the department HODs is called upon to coordinate the activities of all those placed below him. Horizontal means between the departments such as production, sales, finance, purchase. Next, procedural means specification of the organization itself, that is, description of the behaviors and relationship of the members of the organization. So this establishes a line of authority and outlines the sphere of activity and authority of each member of the organization. Substantive or coordination, it is concerned with the content of organization's activities. Next, the techniques of coordination and approaches to coordination. One is employing only basic coordination techniques, rules, procedures, policies, planning, hierarchy. Increasing the coordination potential with a direct context, task force, committee, and induction. Then incentives, liaison departments, and workflows. Then reducing need for the coordination. Controlling definition and meaning. Controlling, um, it is again defined in the point of view of how they think, basically. So controlling is nothing but it's the process of accompanying actual performance of organization with the standards settlements in order to ensure the activities performed are according to the plan or task. So why do we need a control system? So there are mainly four purposes. One is measuring the process. So you should have, there is a close link between the planning and controlling in an organization. So fundamental goals and objectives of the organization and the methods for attaining them are established. So this control process continually measures the process progress towards goal, and control is used to verify that it happens according to the plan adopted, instructions issued, and principles established. Next is uncovering deviations. So it is set into the motion towards its specific objectives. Events occur that tend to pull it off target. Next, changes in the internal part of the organization. Complexity means organizations are geographically have separated plants and decentralization operations make this necessary. Mistakes very often commit mistakes, so wrong parts are ordered, wrong pricing like this. So a control system is needed to enable managers to catch these mistakes and before they become very serious. Next is delegation. So when managers delegate authorities to subordinates, their responsibilities to their own supervisors is not reduced. Indicating corrective action, then transmitting the corrective action to the operation. Like you have to identify the deviation, analyze the cause of deviation, then program of the corrective action, then feed forward, then you have to implement. This is the process of operation towards the goals, like input with the money, man, and material, throughput and transformation. Finally, you have to get the output at goal. This is the transformation correctiveness of a closed loop. Then what are the benefits of this control then? Increases the productivity, reduces the defects and mistakes, helps to meet the deadline, improves safety, facilitates communication, lower cost, and gives workers control over their environment. Then what are the essential effects of the control system? Firstly, we'll go in, I'm just going to brief you out with all these things. Firstly, simplicity, then objectivity, and it should be specific and verifiable, promptness to detect the and report the deviations, and also for the economical, that is how expensive it is, like earnings should always be greater than the cost. And flexibility, that is condition and the situation, for the condition and situation that is newly arised. Accuracy, accurate informations to be provided. Then suitability, it reflects the needs and the nature that acts as a manager. Then forward looking nature, that is it should be future oriented. Then strategic plan, which focuses on the attention of the manager. Then it should be motivating, that is human factor plus positive actions, for this control system is essential. Then corrective plan to detect and disclose the plans, and also to reflect the organization pattern. So for all these things, we need a essential control system. So steps in controlling. First step is essentials, establishing the standards. Second is measuring the comparing the actual results with the against the standards, then taking corrective actions. So this you have to explain it with taking by taking an example. Just go and explain all these things. So this completes the module 2. I hope you understood all the topics and it will be helpful for your exams. Stay tuned. Do like, share, and subscribe to Exam Ignite. And thank you for watching.